Good morning, everyone. Alex right here. Welcome here today with Mazda Suisse in Zurich. And today I'm with Matthias.
Hey, Alex.
Thank you very much for having me. So Matthias is the managing director here for Mazda Switzerland. And you're going to show me the brand new Swiss premiere today, the CX-80. So without further ado, let's get started. Here, the presentation of this brand new beauty.
Thank you, Alex, and welcome from my side. Very happy to introduce you to our new model on a big platform, which we started with CX-60. This is the bigger brother of CX-60, our new CX-80, where you can see really our typical Mazda front face with the signature grille, which the illumination goes into far the sides to really give a nice and wide view of the face of the all-new CX-80.
Yeah, so we're gonna make a tour around the car and also the color. I do appreciate so much the color, this kind of dark red Bordeaux. So it's also something significant for this brand new model as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something specially made as well for CX-80, and it's a new color called Artisan Red. So as we are really into this craftsmanship and Takumi, the Japanese way of saying experienced craftsman, we did as well with this color, which is a special color in terms of how it absorbs light, how it reflects light. So you have dark sides,
pretty
you have
deep
shiny
as well.
signs of it. So really something new on CX-80
So it's
as well.
really looking very nice. So only typically for the CX-80, this kind of color.
Yeah, that's where we start. So if you're going to see it on other cars, let's see in the future.
Let's see in the future,
Yeah.
but everything is matching really well. So the front, all the front lights, the grille, everything has been like kind of bigged comparing to the CX-60 as well.
Yeah,
so
but
it's a bit
we already
bigger. Yeah.
exactly. It's bigger. What we did already with CX-60 is really having a high bonnet and having a long bonnet as well, which is really stretching the car and giving the car a really bold impression on the road. Strong on the road. And that's what we continue here with CX-80 as well.
Wow, beautiful. So what do we have under the hood? We have like these two motors.
Yeah, exactly. Under the hood, you basically have two options. You have a plug-in hybrid version with a 2.5 petrol engine, which basically has a system power of 327 horsepower.
Nice.
But what is possibly not so usual anymore, we have a totally new generation of diesel engine, 3.3 liter with 254 horsepower, and especially 550 Newton meters, which is really something you feel when you drive windy roads and you want to have power.
So if you need power, you have these two options as well, especially for the diesel. Wow, so thank you for this introduction. And due that it's a Takumi version, that we're gonna see that later on, especially for the interior, but the Takumi version we also can notice from the exterior, specifically for the rims that we can recognize for this kind of option.
Yes, exactly. The rims are typical for the Takumi version as well. And the big difference, of course, but we're going to talk about it later on, is the interior, where we really express our craftsmanship, Japanese craftsmanship in the interior of CX-80.
So we do have the 20 inches rims on that one, with this kind of G-tone as well. The dark gray and the silver as well, so which is really nicely matching for this kind of color.
With this special diamond cut as well on these rims.
Wow, beautiful. So if we go through the shape, we can see that the car is way more longer comparing to the CX-60 as well. We do have a total different shape, and the curve on the back also makes the signification of the CX-80 as well. So what can we see like right here, how the car is bigger comparing to the other one?
I think first of all, in terms of dimensions, it's 25 centimeters longer than CX-60, and basically it grew over the wheelbase. So the wheelbase is 25 centimeters longer. The back and the front overhang is the same like on CX-60. But what you've pointed out correctly, Alex, is the big difference in terms of design is really on the C-pillar. Because on the CX-60, to explain it very simply, the window basically goes up to here and then goes in this direction, which puts a lot of, let's say, body visible and less window, which gives visual weight on the rear wheels. That basically makes a car more sporty, more posed on the ground, Whereas on CX-80, we wanted to achieve really graceful toughness, we call it in our design language. So that's why we stretched the cabin, and we basically take the window to the end to really stretch the car to make it more elegant.
And a bit more sporty, I think, as well. So,
yes, exactly.
Because if we see the shape of the car is more for like take the family on the road, on the trip especially, to make more longer distances on board this car. Because what we're gonna see on the back, there is also two options for the car. So you can have the 6 seats or even the 7 seats that we're gonna see that later on for the inside. Exactly. And it also changes the configuration of the boot as well. Yeah. But for the rear, we'll have obviously the badge right there and all the rear bumper that is changed as well.
Yeah. And in the back as well, Alex, we really tried to make a pure but sophisticated back where we basically put the lines really going into the middle of the car, but in a way that it's really quiet, pure, and simple, to give a bold expression anyway on the back as well. But we can open the trunk if you want. Of course.
Just one more thing, something that is very elegant and that we can, of course, recognize Mazda through like few meters away is also this line, this beautiful LED line that is crossing also on the back.
Exactly.
And that is very significant from the brand.
Yeah, exactly.
That we can recognize. But yeah, we can open the boot.
Please.
And there we go. As I can see, the car is configured for 6 seats as well.
Yeah.
And this is like the full capacity of the car right here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's basically when you have a 6 or 7 seater, the back here is the same, but basically the usage possibilities you have with the car are totally different. You're very variable in using the car. So you have still a lot of trunk space for a 7-seater, but of course, very easily you can basically fold them down and then get to a, let's say, 4-seater, but we come back to this afterwards.
Exactly.
4-seater or 5-seater. So I can show you if you want. So it's very easily, first we fold down the headrest, and with the second one, we basically create a flat trunk, which is huge for this size of car. And I think where you can, even if you do outdoor or whatever you do, I think you have enough space to
carry everything.
Exactly.
So it's very wide and very high as well, so we can put some luggages together. And for the road, it's really perfect, as you guys can see. And of course, fully electric.
Exactly.
Okay, Matthias, so we've checked all the exterior of the car. Now we're gonna check the interior. And we're gonna discover this Takumi version and what's on board the Takumi version. So here it is.
Basically what you can see here is our expression, how we want to bring Japanese craftsmanship into our interior. You see, for example, here this stitching line, which is a central element in the whole dashboard, going from left to the right. And this is basically coming back from musubu, we call it. So musubu basically means how you connect things. You use it as well when you produce books. It's a Japanese technology, how you do that. And normally in books, for example, you cover it with the back of the book. But here we did the total opposite, because we think it's a very design element. And that's why we made it as basically the major element in the interior to show what we do. And that's why we call this version as well Takumi, which is the expression for very perfected craftsmen in Japan.
And there's like kind of many materials, like different materials on board. So we have the leather, we have also the center here, which is completely different, the dashboard, and as you said, also with all the stitching around, that we can see also that same options here on the door with also different materials. But what's interesting is also the back seats.
Absolutely.
Where we can...
Absolutely. And one good thing, before we look into the back, I think an important thing is as well, how far you can open the door. It's almost 90 degrees where you can open the door, which really gives you easy access to the rear bench or to the second and third row, which is an important element, but sometimes you don't even notice.
But that's
you
very
notice
important.
If you don't have it.
That's very, very important. Look how wide the door we can open. and you can immediately step on board the car. And also when you move the seats forward, you can have the easier access here. So that car is configured for the 6 seats.
Yes.
And we do have like this center console in the middle.
So this is the configuration of 6 seats where we basically have 2 options. With the Takumi version, you have this center console as well, which basically gives you another level of comfort while driving long distance or even short distance. We have the 6-seat configuration, let's say the 2 individual seats as well on the Homura version, where you then have a walk-through where the console is.
Okay.
Or you can have the 7-seater, and then it's basically the bench.
The bench, yeah. Okay.
The bench, what you normally have in every other car. So. And there's 3 different seating options.
And to get on the back, you simply move this.
And you slide it front.
And you slide it in the front, but like...
Exactly. Now we folded
Now we folded the seats, but this is how we can get in, and you have the massive space also here to get in.
Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
Thank you. And I think what is a good element as well to explain here is, when you look a bit from far, you see it, that the second row is higher up than the first row. So the passengers here
you can see
sit higher up than the driver, which has the positive impact of the people in the back can see better through the windshield, and they have a better view towards the outside.
And so also the option that is good right here is all the panoramic view.
Yes.
That is Takumi option, Takumi version option, or...
You can have it as well on other versions as well,
okay,
the sunroof.
Cool. It's good to know as well.
Good.
So here it is, Matthias, we've made the whole tour around the car. Thank you so much for making the tour of this brand new CX-80 for the Swiss premiere right here. Hope that you guys really enjoyed. Hope that you guys really appreciate all the video. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I will ask Matthias to answer the questions. But for presence here, thank you for the warm welcome here in Zurich, and for the whole interview. So yeah, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you very, very soon for, who knows, some other interviews as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.